I'd like to thank you all for coming back to group today. So let's talk about. Give me two feeling words, Savannah. Two feeling words about your last 24 hours.
Exciting and eventful.
What was so exciting and eventful?
At school today, it's pretty fun. We did a lot of stuff. I did a lot of learning. And exciting, I get to go see my best friend after group today.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Right.
Because you guys don't have school tomorrow, do you?
Correct.
Oh, so yeah. Good stuff. Thanks for sharing.
Of course.
Zoe, how about you? How are you today?
Spectacular.
Spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a big word. What's so spectacular in Zoe's world?
I saw my friend Zoe. That was pretty
Wait,
fun.
Zoe has a friend named Zoe?
Yes.
That's got to be confusing.
Very.
Okay, so you saw Zoe.
And I saw my grandma. And we got lunch.
Oh, where'd you eat?
Bob Evans.
Bob Evans? Yeah. Did you get the catfish?
No.
Oh,
I got chicken tenders.
oh, chicken tenders are good too.
They weren't good.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's very good.
All right. Jay, how are you?
I'm doing better. I'm doing great.
You're doing better. You're doing great.
Correct.
So better than great?
Yeah. I'd say pretty, for two feeling words, riveting and eccentric.
And eccentric.
Yeah.
Those are good words. Those are
Yeah.
good words. What's so riveting in your world? So riveting in
I
your
have
last
two
24
awesome
hours.
best friends. I went and I saw one of my best friends, Emma, at work today
Mm-hmm.
because I needed to get a bottle of crap for my friend's Easter basket.
A bottle of what?
Crap. Water protectant.
Oh, okay.
Once you start crapping, you never stop crapping. That's the motto.
Okay, that I wasn't expecting that. That's
I work all weekend, but I was able to get Easter off, and I'm planning to hang out with some friends and have some Easter basket exchange.
Easter basket exchange.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds fun.
It's going to be very fun. I'm super excited.
Well, good. That's good. I too planning to spend Easter with my family. There may or may not be an Easter egg hunt. I may or may not trip some smaller children. I don't know. It's funny to watch them try to chase the Easter eggs.
I agree.
You like to trip kids too?
Yes. I mean, it's not my favorite thing to do, but.
That's great. That's great. So let's do a little thing. Let's play two truths and a lie. We'll start with Zoe because
I'm looking a little mischievous.
yeah, you're looking mischievous. Yeah, that's a good word.
My favorite color is burnt orange. I play Minecraft on hardcore mode, and I'm scared of clouds. You don't play Minecraft. Oh, that's a hardcore mode.
You don't play it. What do you think?
I think that you're not scared of clouds.
I think it's burnt orange. I don't think you really like burnt orange.
You got it right.
Oh wow. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
All right, Savannah.
I'm currently in school, and I want to be a police officer. I have a pet dog. His name is Riley, and my favorite color is pink.
Nice, pink.
I think it's the dog. I think it's police officer. It's the dog. I don't know the dog. Okay. All right, I guess it's my turn.
All right, Jay.
I'm a manager and an assistant manager in training at my job at Journeys. I have 17 piercings, and I do not like the color yellow at all. You have 17 piercings. You don't like the color yellow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's piercings.
You have to think on each. I only have 15 piercings.
Only 15.
Pretty low number.
Yeah.
I just don't wear my earrings in my ears. That's amazing. Would you like to go next, Tish? She signed a consent form.
Yeah, I hope she signed a consent form.
Would you like to go next?
Sure, sure. I can go next. Okay. I once owned a Kawasaki motorcycle. Um, I played guitar in an Irish show band, and I'm currently going to start my gardens.
I don't know what leads me to say this, but I think it might be the Irish show band. I don't think you're a gardener. You don't strike me as a gardener. I think it was
It's the Irish show band. It's the Irish show band.
really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I played with a guy who played in an Irish show band in Ireland. So, all right, well, two truths and a lie. That was eventful. Um, so let's talk about cognitive distortions today. Anybody know what a cognitive distortion is?
No. Can I guess?
Well, yeah, absolutely, you can guess.
Disruption in the cognitive thinking patterns.
Sort of.
Can I take a guess?
Sure.
When things are disorientated.
Disorientated.
Is that how you say it?
No. Disoriented.
Same thing.
It's okay. How about you, Savannah? Any idea?
Maybe when things aren't what they seem.
Both have, or all three of you have, some idea. You're the closest. When things aren't what they seem. A cognitive distortion is an error in your thinking. Now, why do you think it's important to know what they are?
So that you can point them out. So that you can fix them.
Okay, point them out, fix them.
I was going to say fix them.
What do you need in order to point them out?
Awareness.
Awareness. Wow. Look at you, gold star. Good job. Yeah. So these errors in thinking, all of us have them. All of us do it on a daily basis. Has anyone ever said, "Oh, you're making a mountain out of a molehill"?
Yeah. I haven't said it. I've heard it.
You've heard it. Where'd you hear it?
My grandmother.
Your grandmother. That's funny. My mom used to say that on a daily basis. That's
really
yeah. Your grandma says it too. It must be something with that. How about your grandma? Does she say it?
I think I've heard it a couple times out of her.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it must be something with that generation. Yeah. Or how about someone when they say, "Oh, it's just all messed up."
But it's not. I don't think I've heard that one.
You've never heard someone say, "Oh, that's all messed up." I'm sure there's other words you've heard instead of messed, but
Possibly.
yeah. So those two are both cognitive distortions, making a mountain out of a molehill, making a huge deal out of something. So what I'm gonna do is I've got this. Oh, sorry, Trish. Got this. I'm gonna hand this out. This is a worksheet that has a list of cognitive distortions on it. So are y'all willing? We can just one of us start. We just read in around what each one of the cognitive distortions is.
Sure.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Let's go simple. Okay, you can start. Cognitive distortions are irrational thoughts that shape how you see the world, how you feel, and how you act. It's normal to have these thoughts occasionally, but they can be harmful when frequent or extreme. First one is magnification and minimization, exaggerating or minimizing the importance of events. You might believe your own achievements are unimportant or that your mistakes are excessively important. Catastrophizing.
Okay.
That's a good effort. Seeing only the worst possible outcomes of a situation. Overgeneralization, making broad interpretations from a single or few events. I felt awkward during my job interview. I am always so awkward.
Magical thinking. The belief that thoughts, actions, or emotions influence unrelated situations. If I hadn't hoped something bad would happen to him, he wouldn't have gotten into that accident.
I do that.
Personalization. The belief that you are responsible for events outside of your control. My mom is always upset. She would be fine if I didn't want to help her.
Jumping to conclusions. Interpreting the meaning of a situation with little or no evidence.
Mind reading. Interpreting the thoughts and beliefs of others without adequate evidence. She wouldn't go on a date with me. She probably thinks I'm ugly.
Fortune telling. The expectation that a situation will turn out badly without adequate evidence.
Emotional reasoning. The assumption that emotions reflect the way things are. I feel like a bad friend, therefore I must be a bad friend.
Disqualifying the positive. Recognizing only the negative aspects of a situation while ignoring the positive. You may receive many compliments on evaluation, but focus on a single piece of negative feedback.
Should statements. The belief that things should be a certain way. I should always be perfect.
All or nothing thinking. Thinking in absolutes such as always, never, or every. I never do a good job on anything. Any of these ring a bell with anybody?
All of them.
All of them, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
A good amount of them.
What one jumps out the most at you, Savannah?
Probably emotional reasoning.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you give me an example other than the one that's on the paper?
Sometimes when I mess up, I convince myself that I'm failing, when in reality I'm doing a good job and I'm just not able to recognize.
Like when you get a B instead of an A.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that because so that's also, what did you say it was? Emotional reasoning?
Yes.
It's also disqualifying the positive a little bit, don't you think? These things can go hand in hand. They can be more than one at a time.
Like mind reading and fortune telling.
I knew you were going to say that.
I didn't know you knew that.
Oh.
Just kidding, I did.
How about you, Zoe? What's one that, wait, I want to jump back here. I want to shift focus back. I apologize. Something that I heard is when, you think you're failing. Are you really failing though?
No.
Could you reframe that into, hey, look what I learned?
Yeah. I could see the lesson in it.
Yeah, I mean, because really the only way to fail is not to not try at all.
Absolutely.
All right, Zoe.
Probably jumping to conclusions.
Jumping to conclusions. Give me an example.
When I'm home alone and I hear rain and I'm convinced that there's somebody in the house.
Because the whole world's trying to break into your parents' house,
That's
huh?
a really good example.
That is a good example.
I agree.
Thanks.
So what's a way that you could reframe that?
Don't think that there's somebody in the house. Know that there's nobody in the house.
I have a good idea.
The
It's
door's
the
locked.
cat.
You could
Well, hold on. Don't rescue her.
I don't need rest.
She's not a damsel in distress. You hear that? All right, Zoe. What's a different way you could look at that? So you're sitting in the house and what do you think?
Somebody is doing work outside.
Okay. Now, is that scary?
Yes.
That somebody's working outside?
Oh, no.
Stay with me.
Not true.
Okay, well, that's a pretty good example. How about you, Jay?
I'd say all or nothing thinking and vibrating hand in hand. Because I have very paranoid anxiety, and I've always had it. And I get into these headspaces that everybody hates me, and nobody wants to be around me, and everybody's faking it. And I feel like those go hand in hand together. Because it's all black and white in my head.
That could be some overgeneralization too.
Yeah, it could be.
Everybody thinks this.
Yeah. And jumping to conclusions. That's why I said they all fit into it with that one statement.
Well, yeah, and it says that it's normal to have these thoughts occasionally.
It's an everyday thing for me.
but they can be harmful or frequent, or harmful when they're frequent or extreme.
Correct.
Um, there was a time in my life, little self-disclosure here, where every single conversation I had with somebody would replay in my head, and I could find a way to tell myself that I was bad because of every single conversation I had throughout the day. So that's like an example of frequent and extreme. It got to the point where it could almost it would well it kept me from going and doing things I wanted to do because then with that amount of fear and anxiety, I'd overgeneralize, I'd mind read. Nobody wanted to see me. Nobody wanted to talk to me. So yeah, and that's kind of why I brought this up was because this is something that everybody does from time to time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass out. Somebody count that. Are there 12 cognitive distortion examples on there?
Yeah.
Okay. What?
She said I said it first. I said it first. She goes, I said it last.
Okay. These are all blank. I thought they were lined. Count out 12 there for me, please. For you. Count out 12 for you, Zoe. And Jeff, would you count 12, please? Oh, you did it first.
Well, I did it last.
Okay, so what we're going to do is each one of you pick a pen, marker, whatever, out of the purple bag. And then on the front, you're going to write what the cognitive distortion is. On the back, you're going to write a small definition, something that pretty much sums up what's written on it. If you want to write the whole thing, you can write the whole thing. And then we're going to try something a little different once you get them done. Play a little game.
It's a little dry.
I think it's funny that you have a pink pen. You had a pink one, and she's got an orange one, even though she doesn't like to burn orange.
Well, no, I have a blue one because the pink ones don't like
Wow, cognitive distortion right there.
sarcasm.
Another one that sounded like some minimization. Here's the thing with cognitive distortions, too. When you recognize it, you have 5 seconds to reframe your thinking, or you have to wait until the next time you do it. It's kind of like when I stopped you from rescuing earlier. If you're training a horse to go around a corral, okay? The horse starts at the bottom at about 6 o'clock and it walks up to 3, then it walks up to noon, and then as it's starting toward 9 o'clock, it wants to cut straight down to the middle of the corral and over. You can't let it go around and try to get it again. You have to go right back to that 12 o'clock position and make it go around to 8 and then back around to 6. Because if you don't, that horse is going to think that it always starts at 6, walks up to 12, cuts down and across, and then back around. It's kind of the way our brains work too when it comes to cognitive distortions. We have to train this out of ourselves. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. It does make sense.
I think you will like, once we get all these done, the what we do with them.
hand me another pen. This one just went off. My third pen.
Try this one. Maybe if I pick the pen, it'll work better for you. That's kind of a neat color combination.
Mm-hmm.
Baby blue and the neon green. It is, yes, very much so. How you doing over there, Savannah?
Doing pretty well.
Are you coming along over there, Zoe?
But I just got a work on though.
It'll be all right. Are you disqualifying the positive of all the words that you've spelled right?
No, but I spelled this exact word wrong every single time.
What word is it?
Believe.
That's kind of a tough one.
Oh,
The
I
I and the E, yeah.
No, I messed up the E and the N.
Well, that can happen too.
Yeah.
Is that a tough word for you also, Savannah?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. What happened to your hand?
It's a burn. Yeah, don't play with fire, kids. That was a joke.
Okay.
I don't play with fire.
I was wondering there. I was concerned for a second.
He's a mandated reporter.
That is true. That is true. So as you're finishing these up, I'll go ahead and explain what we're going to do with them. We're going to say we're just going to have a casual conversation, back and forth about things, events in our lives, stuff like that. When one of us catches another individual using a cognitive distortion, you hold that particular card up.
Can you read these?
No, but you can hold it. I guess you can hold it up and you can say what it is. So then whoever is the one who uses the cognitive distortion has to put a tally mark on that particular card. We'll do this for about 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, we'll see. And we'll see who ends up with the highest tally. Is that all right with everybody?
Yeah.
I mean, I want to make sure that this, like, in no way, shape, or form, you walk away thinking that this reflects anything about you. This is just as Savannah said earlier, awareness.
That was emotional reasoning.
I
The
don't-
assumption that emotions reflect the way things are felt.
Okay, I don't want anyone to walk away using emotional reasoning. I wasn't emotional reasoning. It's a nice shirt, Savannah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I need one more.
Oh, are you one short?
Yeah.
How about you, Zoe? Are you coming out okay with the number of cards you have?
I've had to write these since high school.
Oh, you just got to be able to read them. What?
Statements.
Are you doing Morse code over there on your phone or on your watch?
Usually it's like,
What made you decide you want to be a police officer?
I just am torn when I ask that question, when I get asked that question, because I am in between the whole George Floyd situation. How I guess I really put like it. I don't know if this is the right word. A narrative on people that all cops are bad, and I just really want to make people see the positive in the police force, and then like I want to make a change. Yeah. And then my other reasoning was my mom.
I remember you talking about that last time.
Yes, yes.
So, did anyone catch the cognitive distortion in there?
Like all cops are bad.
Yes.
All or nothing thinking.
Very good. Yes, very black and white.
So do I have to put a mark on that?
No, that was just while we were waiting on all them. I was just asking you a question just to get a little more information. So tell me, someone start telling. Tell me about. Tell me about something you had a difficulty with the past week.
Learning a phrase in a different language.
Learning a phrase in a different language. What phrase?
Hello, how are you?
What happened there? What language?
Lithuanian.
Lithuanian, huh?
Yeah. I can say it. So.
You are all allowed to jump in. This is free form conversation at this point.
How long have you been learning Lithuanian?
I think 2 weeks and 2 days.
How close to being fluent are you?
Nowhere near it.
Nowhere near it. I'd hate to think you were.
Yeah.
2 weeks and 2 days, a few days. What about you, Savannah? What was something difficult for you?
I would probably say staying awake in math class.
Staying awake in math class.
Yeah, the way my math teacher talks is just like very calming, and the whole room is quiet, and he has like kind of like a dark setting in his room. And I just kind of sit there and think to myself, I could never stay awake at night. But I end up doing that.
Where's that thing?
All or nothing thinking.
Oh,
Is it
yeah.
all or
Thinking
nothing?
absolute.
Because she said never. It was an absolute.
All or nothing.
Okay.
You're supposed to put that.
What?
I couldn't remember which one it was.
Oh, it's right on top.
All or nothing.
What about you, Jay? What was something difficult for you this week?
I was driving home at 9 p.m. from work, and it was dark, and one of my headlights went out. It was crazy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How'd you feel about that?
I was very upset. I did not know how to navigate it, so I called my father, and then I also called my best friend who has the exact same car, just a year older than mine. And they talked me through it and told me that I could literally just buy another bulb and to replace both of them at the same time, since they were both replaced at the same time. And one went out first. But to save the bulb that's like still working, just in case they go out again, and I'm like cramped.
Something difficult for me. So I was at work at my other job, and I'm trying to stock some stuff on this shelf. And this woman comes up and she says, "Can you help me with cut some blinds?" I said, "Absolutely. Do you know what blinds you like?" And she says, "Yeah." So we go back, and this old lady, she's probably going crazy at this point because she's so old. She's losing her mind, And what?
Is that jumping to conclusions?
That might be. What else could it be?
Overgeneralization.
Very good. Very good. So we get back there and she doesn't know what kind of blinds she wants. She should have just been able to figure out what kind of blinds she
And
wants.
that's a should statement.
Oh, yeah.
Can't find my cards. This is tricky.
I
I probably should be able to do this.
Yeah. Should statement right there. Ding ding.
Wow.
Well,
I can't believe I use cognitive distortion.
I lost my temper with her. Told her to come back when she knew what she needed. And then I felt really, really bad because I shouldn't lose my temper with people ever.
Yeah, that's another should statement.
But the way
It's also all or nothing.
I should always be kind, right?
Correct.
Because now I feel bad. What if she walked out of there and then that was like the last straw for her because her family's not nice to her and
I think that's definitely overthinking.
And personalization.
Catastrophizing.
wow, yeah, catastrophizing. Yeah. So, okay, how do you feel about cognitive distortions?
I think that honestly, if we all, were really down to earth and self-aware, that there wouldn't be as much cognitive distortion.
It would also help with communicating through problems
Absolutely.
much easier if we were to avoid phrasing.
Could also help with confidence.
There you go. That's what I was looking for intrinsically, internally. How can being aware of this help you?
Decreasing anxiety quite a bit too.
Yeah.
What do you think, Zoe?
I don't know.
We'll come back to you.
I think it could help with, like I said, your confidence, your overthinking.
Because all of this is overthinking.
Confidence, anxiety. Well, a lot of it. It's errors in thinking.
Right.
Help with irrational thoughts.
Help with irrational thoughts. So I challenge you this week. Keep your cards. You don't have to take them to school, show them to everybody, take them to work, and be like, "Hey, look at my nifty cards." keep them nearby or keep them on your mind so that when you're having conversations with people, they're going to jump out. The cognitive distortions are going to jump out, and you're going to realize that the people around you use them.
Right.
You use them, and it's a common occurrence.
I was yawning. I wasn't
You
sure.
were yawning. Now, see, that could be some emotional reasoning. Would be like, oh, I'm boring because Jay's yawning.
Jay didn't get much sleep last night.
Why didn't Jay get much sleep last night?
Jay stayed up until 2 in the morning with her best friend, and then we went to McDonald's, and then we went straight to bed. And I woke up very early to her shocked realizing that she overslept 2 hours and she was 30 minutes late for work, but she works 30 minutes away.
Yeah,
Which
that's a rough start to the morning, right?
yeah, but she ended up having a very good day. I did check in on her to make sure she was doing all right.
That's great. Well, are there any final thoughts? Is anybody walking away feeling bad about themselves due to cognitive distortions of what we've learned today?
Absolutely not.
No, if anything, I'm walking away feeling better, knowing that I'm aware of what I've learned today.
I agree with
Yes, like you're not failing, it's a learning opportunity, like we
Absolutely.
discussed earlier.
Correct.
All right, well, thank you, ladies. That's the end of group today. I will see you next week.
See you guys next week.
See you guys next week. See you guys next week.
See you next week. How do I shut this off? The big red button.